few notes what I do in a day, because I usually run into the question, what do? You are a service designer, what is it? So my day starts with this, and it already has one important answer to what is the service designer's work. There is this mug, and there is a sign Palmun agentit, Palmus agents, and it is for our interviews, which comes daily basis to our office, and we interview them and try to understand the value of the customer. And this is like the main point of my job. Actually, like two simple jobs: understand the value of the customers and try to really make it into the design. And it's really simple. That's it. Of course, we have a lot of tools. This is my favorite tool. Eyeglasses. I try to build tools and some cases and examples of the different customers some companies have, and try to make our clients to see in the eyes of the customer. So like have a really different and variable different kind of glasses to see through the eyes of the customer, because it's really hard. This is the reason. Unfortunately, many of our clients still at the moment are sitting in the office, they're sitting in the computer, and they are trying to make the really good design and really good services for their clients, but they never go out. They never go like in the touch points where the clients really are in the real world. So they just sit there, and that's why I'm really everyday basis trying to build those eyeglasses to use to make better services. It's really scary. Just go out and ask something about your company. It's really scary, I've noticed. And this is from our office wall. I see it every day. It's like in front of me. And it's about Finland. We live in Helsinki. I don't say I would be a hipster, but still.
But you are.
No. No, but it's really, sometimes it's really hard to just forget yourself and really try to think what your customers are thinking of. We do a lot of interviewing also in different places in Finland, and this photo, which is in the wall of the office, we have a middle-aged man, which is our ABC customer, and I talked to him about an hour, and it really opened up my eyes about Helsinki-centered design, and it's really different out there. And you should put everything on the wall to remember that. Okay, what I do? Most of the day, many hours in a day, I interview people. I interview people in different languages, in China, in Russia also, but usually it's in our office or in somewhere real situation. And if I want to make you to remember one thing about interviewing people and understanding the motivation and behaviors through the interview, is really simple. It's this: why? I'm endlessly asking the question, why? Why do you do that? And then again, okay, but why you do this one? And why you choose this one? At least ask 5 times for why the behavior happens, or why they are doing some choices. It's really simple rule, 5 times why, but it's actually quite difficult, and you really forget about it. But I put this why post it to our walls to remember it. All right. Interviewing, it's really simple, but I think the best tool I have is my camera and the iPhone, and this is the really simple but really useful program. Maybe you should use it today. It's called Bambuser. It's real-time streaming video application. Just take the clip of the client's comments and put it online, and everyone can see it. It's really useful. And I also use my camera all the time when I'm in a taxi, for example, or in an airport, or in restaurant or anywhere. I always take pictures of the like touch points of the service, good ones and the bad ones. So my phone is full of stupid, weird pictures, but I use them all the time with the clients, and also for like I want to be alert about the world, what's going on, and really documenting everything I see. So today I take a lot of pictures. And also, of course, daily basis, I do benchmarking. This is for the public transportation program we have in Helsinki, but it's like the metro map. And we are trying to build a new map here in Helsinki and Espoo and Vantaa. And the really good starting point is just do benchmarking, because ideas are free. It's really easy to have good ideas. But when you really see many ideas, like in a one wall, you can pick the really good ones and then try to combine them to your like a new service, or even make it better. But always do benchmarking, because it's so easy way like to steal that good stuff and make it even better. Of course, it's not only like a qualitative interviewing and like a really human point of view to the design and customer value. I also do a lot of like analytics from the web and some really data analysis, statistical stuff like cluster analysis, factor analysis, a lot of stuff happening in my computer, unfortunately. And when you'll have these interviews and observations and benchmarking and data, you'll have a lot of info. Customers usually have like piles of research reports you have to go through, and this is one of the tools I use. It's really easy and simple to combine the information and really simplify it, just to make like the profiles of the basic customers. Here you could also profile you at the moment. The reasons why you are here are really different. But it's like you have then 5 million people in Finland, and after a while, for the info, it just gets too much. Then you'll simplify it to the like 4 different personas, profiles, or whatever they called, and then you can really see in the eyes of the different personas. These are my eyeglasses for the design to come. All right. Customer value research, interviewing a lot, is the tool what I do like in the morning, and this is the afternoon part. I love my pens. This is from my colleague. I also steal the pens very often, and this is my drawing skills. But it's really useful. You should not be afraid to draw anything, because when you're interviewing people, it's really make it easier the situation just to draw something about the new service, like the prototyping in a really basic level. Just do some stitch mends, or maybe like, oh, I don't know what is this, but like this. Really simple. Anyone, like a child, can do the really first mock-ups or the prototypes of the new ideas they have, and it's so much easier to know the customer value of this new great service idea when it's in the basic level. Just few things in a concept, and then you ask from your client or from the customers, how do you think of this? Do you think this is a good one, or do you like this part? And then just draw it again, and draw it again and again. Of course, there are some a little bit more defined prototypes, but there you can see like the starting point of the prototyping. We do a lot. It's just really simple, like sketches of the idea, and then it gets a little bit more more difficult or more variable, and then you'll have a little bit more computer to do the design, and there is an iPad version of the prototype, but it's still a really basic prototype, it's not a real service. So start sketching and then a little bit put some color or maybe some graphical designer in it, and then do the basic mock-ups to iPad, for example. These are many examples of prototype we have done. These are like mainly like touch point, the mobile one, or the first prototype of the design in the web, or iPad, or it's something more like physical stuff in the store. And of course, I'm not the best drawer, but we have a lot of good drawers in our company, and they do this kind of prototyping a little bit better than me. Here's more like, it's really like the first prototype of some idea, but it's nicely colored, and it's so much easier for clients or customers to evaluate it with you in an interview. All right, prototypes can also be more physical. I really like anything you can build on, like Lego stuff and things like this. This is a prototype for a shop. It's really easy to change it after an interview, or customers have seen it once. Then you change something and do it differently. This is also like a service situation simulation. You'll draw a situation in a really, like in a map with some, I don't know, playing cards and everything, and you'll just simulate the situation to be. And this also is actually, I took this photo today. It is for the new bus, like a element where you put your card in and you have to choose something, and we have a really difficulty to make it really simple. And of course there is a Palmo bus stop also, where you can see some of the new, some info about the new system which is coming. All right, co-design can be also in a groups. We do this with the teachers when we were trying to solve the workflow of the teachers and all the like difficulties and bad things which consumes time and energy in the teacher's life, and we did a lot of notes and also worked it together with the teachers. Same thing at the airport. It's the security check. You have all the airport personnel coming into the like a prototype room to see the design, which is not really like not very. It's concrete, but it's not really finished. And then you'll ask them about their design to be, and they also can feel that they have some influence for their future design. And finally, it's really nice to see something from the interviews, from the mock-ups and really early design prototypes to come into a live. These are like the web designs or mobile designs we have done. This is the finalized version, of course, but I think these are already have changes because also you have to, you don't stop when you design something and it's finished and published. Then you'll do it again and you variate it and you test it, and then it's going to be as good as it was at the first time, but even better like in a year later. All right, this is the new security stop design and some shop concepts, which is just ready. And this is from Tampere, I think, Ruohonjuurikauppa. You can go there and see it. It's really different than the Helsinki one. And then we can also see the difference from Tampere and Helsinki and compare the customer value, also like interviewing the people who goes to the goes to the shop. All right. I think the main thing when I tell people that I'm a service designer is that, oh yeah, because in service design you can be a designer whatever your background is. Here are some of our people from the agency, and I don't know if you can spot out the engineer or a graphical designer or maybe an anthropologist, teacher, high school graduate, and a psychologist, that's me. But we have a lot of different backgrounds, which is really nice to understanding different behaviors and backgrounds and customer value, and also take it to the design. This is the picture of the article we wrote in the Touchpoint magazine, which is a service design magazine. And I want to, if you don't remember anything what I said, but this I would like you to remember, because I think this is something you're going to do today. First, you'll understand what is the customer value in your design or the area you're designing something, and then you test it. First, really simple mock-ups, just a stitchment, and then you test it with the people, and then you design a little bit more and test it again, and design a little bit more and test it again. First, you'll reach like a conceptual level when it seems to be okay with the idea, and then you test it again and design again, and then you'll know that okay, this is quite easy to use now and it's all right in the environment the service is. And if someone really reaches you the wow level, when the people you're interviewing say, wow, I really like this, then you have a really good service. It's really hard to get to the wow level. Usually usability is alright, but if you do it, it has something really different than the other services. Alright, so this was my day, really fast gone through, and this is how you will end up after this weekend. A lot of things to do, and I hope you'll have fun. Thank you.
Hello everybody, so my name is Elina Pohja, and I'm going to tell you about my experience on the Helsinki Service Jam of 2011. And what's even more interesting than my personal experience maybe is that what became of our service concept afterwards. And well, the theme of 2011 was superheroes, and we also got the message through the theme video, which you're going to hear soon also. And after that we started just to kind of collect meanings with a big group and definitions on the theme. And you can imagine that everything from fetish clothes to spandex and superpowers to heroic actions of ordinary people in everyday life came out. And during the evening we were just divided into 3 other big groups and worked on the theme, and then draw it up together and presented what the 3 teams came up with. But everybody left home to sleep a bit, feeling maybe a bit confused on how is this going to work into any kind of service concepts in the end. And during the night, when we were asleep, we were still thinking on the superhero theme and what could come out of it. And then next morning came back and were divided into small groups of 3 to 4 people, and started working on some kind of concepts based on the day before thinking. And there was only one that was really clear, that was a game concept, and the other ones just came out from some smaller ideas. And all in all, in the end of the Service Jam 2011 in Helsinki, we came up with 3 service concepts: instant hero, save the food, and find a hero. There were several ones, but they died before they went to the end, and the people just joined other groups, and there were various phases. Save the Food was the group that I was in, and it was based around a problem that huge amounts of good edible food is thrown away to waste every day. And Save the Food was a service concept and a solution for this. So the idea was save the food from going to waste and towards more sustainable development, and it was supposed to work locally, face-to-face, through digital channels and computers and in mobiles, and the idea was to bring people together with extra food and the people ready to save the extra food from going to waste. And the heroic element, the theme was just you can become a hero by donating your extra food away and become a superhero by eating the donated food. And here's some of so the 2011 Service Jam was in Palmu Inc. Office in Kamppi, and here you can see some of our group members and somebody else too. And we were a team of very different background people, as you are here. We had a service designer, an industrial designer, 2 guys from working in the advertising business. I have a background in service business and hospitality management, and then user experience expert from Nokia and all. So bringing all these talent and skill together made a pretty good group, and we had a really good experience and really good working on the subject, and we did testing and prototyping and field study, and we even went to the grocery store to buy some food and interviewed a lot of people in the city with the food and our materials. And here down on the left you can see this wall at Palmu, where we made our design of our video, which was to be the end product of our and presentation of our service concept. And quite in an early phase we decided to do a video, and it was because Sebi was also in my group and Sebi had a very good camera and video skills, and also Pepe had very good editing skills, so we were very, very lucky, and we started to work on the video, and the rest of us were good assistants and movie makers. And also because of the design skills and the visualization skills, we had a really nice branding and visualization things and materials of the concept. So we had t-shirt designs, we had the waste food boxes, door hangers, Save the Food theme day with a poster, fridge magnets, badges, and we had a lot of fun doing these. And the Save the Food logo was already really convincing, isn't it? So I think the logo made a lot also, and I can show you now the video. Maybe it explains more than me.
Save the food. It just brought me to the to that place.
Well, I'm studying, so I almost eat everything with my wife.
I live pretty much food at the time when I eat.
What do you do with those vegetables?
Throw it to the garbage.
Okay.
It's a great concept. I mean, to prevent waste. Well, could I pass it on to someone who needs it more?
Well, with everything, it depends on what the situation is.
So you can use it for something you buy.
Yeah.
So that was the video. And
we know what everyone is thinking now. We added to the problem by wasting paper as well.
Yes, and I was there sitting on the floor and taking the papers she threw away. So. Okay, well, here is the Save the Food team, and after we managed to get it ready on time, the video, and launch it in the surface, we were really happy and feeling good and feeling like we had ran a marathon. And maybe this picture tells you how happy and excited we were. But this was the end of the Service Jam, but it wasn't the end of Save the Food. Because maybe it's interesting for you to know that this is not just this can be something else than just the weekend's play. Because what happened afterwards were that Heikki, who is the guy with the red t-shirt there, and Pepe, who were not working at Palmo at the time but now are both, were really enthusiastic on our project here and wanted to bring it further. So on March 2011, right after the Service Jam, Heikki built up the Save the Food Facebook group for our team members and suggested that we should put an application to the Helsinki Design Capital 2012 program, and many people said that they don't have time but go on with it, because you know that the groups you design the service with here own the idea and the concept. So he was always asking that, do you want to join, and how do you want to be involved from the rest of the group, and everybody was very positive about it, but some people didn't have time to really put effort on taking it further. And then Heikki told that he got a very positive interest from the head of the Helsinki Design Capital 2012 manager, and by the end of April the application was ready. In June the application got rejected, but it rose a lot of interest, and they said that they don't have any funding for it, but you should try somewhere else. And in September, after the summer holidays, Heikki pushed the project on with organizations he thought could be interested in it. And in October 2011, MTT's Food Spill program wanted to hear more about the Save the Food. And now Save the Food is the base of this project that is funded by the Ministry of Environment, a sustainable consumption and production project. And it's called Saa syödä, which means kind of eat please. And it's based on the same idea it encourages to reduce the food waste in households, and also pilots an experiment of communally sharing leftover food in one apartment building of several households, actually 100 households. And here in the bottom you can see which organizations and companies are involved in this project. And actually I understand that this pilot ended now yesterday, so we're really waiting up for the news on how it's going to be recommended and continued from this on. But Saa syödä has their own web pages and also a very active Facebook page called Hävikistä herkuksi. And I could show you a news clip from the TV news of November, and maybe I'll do so. Where's the sound?
Asukkaat voivat nimittäin viedä ylijäänyttä ruokaa taloyhtiön yhteiseen herkkukaappiin naapureiden hyödynnettäväksi.
Useimmissa kodeissa ylijääneelle ruoalle käy näin. Suomalaiset heittävät vuodessa 150 miljoonaa kiloa syömäkelpoista ruokaa roskiin. Tässä helsinkiläisessä taloyhtiössä hävikkiruokaongelmasta halutaan päästä eroon. Ratkaisu on taloyhtiön yhteinen herkkupesä kellarissa. Tänne asukkaat voivat tuoda käyttökelpoista ruokaa naapurien hyödynnettäväksi. Taloyhtiössä on 100 asuntoa ja herkkukaapille odotetaan runsaasti käyttäjiä.
Tuntuu, että hävikkiä ja ihmiset haluaa tehdä ruokaa ja ehkä jakaa sitä. Että mä ainakin uskon nyt näiden keskustelujen pohjalta, mitä meillä on ollut taloyhtiössä, että saadaan ainakin jotain aikaan.
Herkkukaappiin voi tuoda esimerkiksi vihanneksia, hedelmiä tai ylijäänyttä ruokaa. Sairastumisvaara yritetään pitää loitolla tarkalla ohjeistuksella.
Ollaan kyllä ohjeistettu sillä tavalla, että kerrotaan tarkasti, että sinne ei mitään pilaantunutta ruokaa tietenkään saa viedä ja että se on vielä kunnossa, kun se on siellä.
Nuo ohjeet on mun mielestä aika selkeitä. Täällä asuu kuitenkin ihmisiä, jotka tuntee toinen toisensa niin kuin läheltä ja aika pitkälti aikajätteeltä. Itse ei ainakaan pelotella.
Perheiden roskiin heittämän ruoan määrä vaihtelee, mutta harvassa kodissa selvitään kokonaan ilman hävikkiä. Tutkimuksissa on selvinnyt, mitä päätyy eniten roskiin.
Eniten heitetään vihanneksia ja esimerkiksi perunaa ja muita juureksia. Ja sitten kotiruokaa.
Helmikuulla jatkuvan kokeilun jälkeen nähdään, voiko tällaista ruoanjakomallia suositella muillekin taloyhtiöille. Mäyräkoira Mortin iloksi tämä herkkukaappi palvelee myös lemmikkejä.
Pekka, mitenkäs noin tiiviisti äkkiseltään kuvailisit loppuihin?
Okay, so that's what the news clip was explaining about the Saasueda project. And now, just a few hints from my learnings to you guys. Stop talking at some point and start doing concrete things and start prototyping and testing the ideas. It brings you forward, and I'm sure that everybody who has experience on service design knows this, but maybe there's some who don't, and this is a very, very good learning. And then it's good to know that you should accept your different phases of this whole process, because it can be something from total frustration to real excitement and nirvana even during the whole weekend. And please be confident with your own skills and don't be afraid to share and use them. You might feel that, oh, I'm not a professional in this and we have such experts here, but everybody is good in something and everybody should just bring their knowledge and skills to the shared project. And please commit to the 48 hours, because our experience was 2011 that we started with a big team, and on Sunday we were 15 listening to the final presentations and just a very small group left there. So it's and the people that stayed until the end and really committed to the project were really appreciated, and you feel really good after that. So stay and don't let your team down. And if you still have 1.5 minutes to look at one video, thank you from my side, but I will show you this small greeting from Oslo Service Jam 2012, which kind of brings up really well together the whole weekend animated. Okay, thank you, and I wish everybody a really good time here and good luck with the design.